Coronation Street has confirmed a shocking and emotionally charged twist in the storyline of Theo Silverton and Todd Grimshaw, as a surprise proposal collides head-on with the grim reality of escalating abuse. What should have been a romantic milestone instead becomes a public reckoning, one that leaves Weatherfield reeling. Todd and Theo have been together for several months, but what began as an intoxicating romance has steadily curdled into something far darker. As Theo's true nature has been revealed, the newcomer has tightened his grip through coercive control, isolating Todd and reshaping the relationship into a cycle of fear, apology, and manipulation. Over the festive period, the relationship reached a disturbing low point. A physical altercation between the couple was followed by Theo's calculated reframing of events, casting himself as the victim. Todd, shaken and fearful, withdrew. His confidence eroded quietly, the way it often does when fear is normalized and survival becomes routine. On Christmas Day, Theo's temper flared again after Todd was invited to an event. The mere suggestion that Todd might be seen, or desired, by someone else was enough to trigger a jealous outburst. Theo later attempted reconciliation, but in ways that were emotionally manipulative rather than sincere, apologies laced with pressure, affection deployed as leverage. In scenes airing Wednesday, December 31st, those closest to Todd begin to notice what he can no longer hide. Billy Mayhew, Todd's longtime confidant, senses the unease beneath the surface. Speaking with Alia about Yasmin's abuse at the hands of Jeff, Billy recognizes familiar warning signs, patterns that repeat, even when the faces change. Billy arrives early, his clerical collar tucked beneath his coat like an apologetic flag. He has been Todd's safe place for years. When he sits down, he offers a smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes. He has noticed the small things, Todd flinching at certain names, his laughter losing its lift, bruises explained away as accidents. Never, Todd insists, from Theo. "You okay?" Billy asks quietly, exhaustion threading his voice. The kind that comes from carrying someone else's fear. "I'm fine," Todd replies automatically, reciting the script he has been given. The words feel hollow even as he says them. Alia sits nearby, her scarf trailing behind her like a comet's tail. She came with Billy because concern travels best in pairs. Having survived her own abuse, she knows how to be present without accusation, how to map safety without triggering defense. She watches Todd carefully, cataloging. Theo arrives late. He is immaculately dressed, jacket buttoned, hair perfectly combed, his calm rehearsed to a polish. The room subtly shifts. Conversations quiet. Theo's smile fixes itself into place like a badge. Todd stands, nerves jangling. For a breath, the pub leans forward. Todd begins to speak. He has rehearsed this moment countless times, when Theo wasn't around, when the words could grow without being trimmed by fear. He rehearsed because losing Theo felt unbearable, because loving him had become inseparable from the terror of abandonment. For better or worse, Todd starts, the phrase echoing with the weight of old vows. Theo's smile widens. "What's this about?" Todd reaches into his jacket and pulls out a small velvet box. His hands are shaking now, not from nerves but from truth. "I love you," he says. "Theo, will you marry me?" The pub falls silent. Even the television seems to retreat. Applause rises instinctively, then falters. People love romance. They love a happily ever after. Billy stands slowly. "Todd," he says carefully. "Are you sure?" For a fleeting moment, Todd's mask slips. "I want this," he says, and then, softer, truer, "I want to stop being afraid." Alia moves closer. Her hand rests on Todd's arm. "Who are you doing this for?" she asks gently. "You, or Theo?" Theo laughs softly, tightening his grip on Todd's hand. "Of course he's sure," he says. This is perfect, but the room has changed. Faces tighten with recognition. Summer watches, unease etched into her expression. Christina notices Todd's trembling shoulders. The pub becomes a hollow of concern. I don't want to ruin this, Todd says, voice breaking. But everything with us, it's been different. You take over. You tell me who I can see, what I can wear. You shout at me. You control me. Theo's grip tightens. You make it sound monstrous. The truth lands anyway. You pinned me down with words, Todd continues. You made me afraid. The silence is absolute. You love me, Theo says, voice low. You proposed because you love me. Love and fear can coexist, Alia says quietly. But staying because leaving is terrifying isn't love, it's survival. Billy steps forward. Marriage isn't a shield, Todd. It should never be. Theo snaps, anger flaring beneath his composure. Don't moralize. Do you want to marry me? Theo demands. Todd looks at the ring, at the faces around him, at the man whose anger he has spent months trying to manage. He understands, finally, what he has been trying to do, bind Theo before Theo can abandon him. He places the ring box on the table. I can't, he says. Theo's face fractures, shock, fury, calculation, before smoothing again. Fine, he says. If that's what you want. He leaves. The pub exhales. Outside, the cold air stings. Todd expected relief. Instead, he feels emptiness, and something else, too, courage. Brutal, unglamorous courage. You were brave, Billy tells him later. Not perfect, but brave. In the weeks that follow, Todd begins the quiet work of recovery. He recognizes the patterns that once masqueraded as care. He reclaims small freedoms, the community rallies, food, tickets, phone calls, steady kindness. Theo's messages come and go. Todd learns not to answer. Months later, standing in spring sunlight, Todd laughs again, not untouched, not naive, but alive. He does not carry a ring. What he carries instead is steadier. Love, he has learned, is not a performance staged to keep someone from leaving. It is mutual, unforced, and free.